Hi, I'm Meg, and this is my insect short story that I have put together called How to Become Queen in 3 Days. And I have created an insect for this story, and she will be on the next slide. This is my insect, the Rainbow Buzz. She is a main character in my story, How to Become Queen in 3 Days. Now, she becomes queen at the end of the story. She is challenged by the new queen to see if she is worthy of being the queen of all the buzz bees. This is Blair. She is the creator of one of the characters in my story. The character that she created is named Cupcake Swirl, and her character is also a main character. She helps Fluff along the way to overcome challenges and helps her through the Enchanted Forest and Forbidden Swamp. This is Cupcake Swirl, Queen of the Alleylands. She is another main character in my story. She helps my character Fluff to become queen. And when Fluff finally does become queen, she is rewarded with becoming second in command to Fluff. This is Esther. She created a bee in my story. Now, her bee is named Stubbs, and Stubbs is the main character in my story. She helps my character Fluff along the way to become queen, and in the end is also rewarded with a stay at the castle, and she becomes the head of security for the castle. This is Stubbs. He is a nice little bee who helps Fluff overcome her challenges and guides her through the forest. This is Lorenzo. He is a bully to Fluff, but he is also a very important secondary character, because if he wasn't a bully to Fluff, then Fluff wouldn't ever want to become something great and finally wind up being queen. And that is who Lorenzo is. This is Maid Marian. She helps Fluff to finish her tasks by giving her tips, advice, and things to help her finish. And in the end, when Fluff becomes queen, she keeps her job and is given a pay raise. This is Lady Lauren. She is the reigning current queen, and she does not want to give up her position, and she is giving different impossible challenges to Fluff. But with the help of some friends, Fluff can overcome those challenges. This is a poplet that I did based on my short story. And I was thinking that my character should grow up in Frosting Fields, that she kind of has a gentler nature. Because Frosting Fields isn't really the richest of places. And so I thought she would be a bit more humble if she grew up in a place that just didn't have a lot of money. And I included a picture of her because I wanted the people who read the poplet to know what she looked like. And I thought she could have a bit of a short temper, so she could snap really easy with people that really bothered her. She would be a bit headstrong, so she would take things on, like, without really thinking of it. If she wants to do it, she does it. She is kind in my story because that's a very good personality trait for anybody. And I thought she could crack a couple of good jokes on the way around when she does her tasks to prove herself. Now, this, I thought it would happen in summer, because when she goes into the Forbidden Swamp, she's supposed to spend the night there, and in the Forbidden Swamp, everything's flip-flopped. It's cooler at day, and it's warmer at night. And Frosting Fields, well, I was thinking that it would, change, the color of the mountains are topped with frosting, and that is why it's called Frosting Fields. I was thinking that the tops of the mountains could change color with the season. This is another poplet that I did based on my short story. And my insect belongs to a family called the Busby family. And the family is so big that it needs to have a motto. And their motto is, "United we fly, for we shall never die." A good advantage over most people, over most other insects that have tried to become queen, is that only the bee buzzes are immortal. And I included another picture of my bee. My Busby has lots of friends that help her, and some that really don't. For instance, there's Stubbs, as you've seen earlier, and I included why he is called Stubbs, because of his little stubby legs. And then there's Bee Buzz with whoosies, not 4 or 5 or whatever, and she is called Explosion because suddenly, when she first met her, she just exploded with colors because she didn't know her, she was afraid of her, and other stuff. But either way, she is called Explosion because she can suddenly explode with color. And Lady Lauren, or the Bee Buzz, with I believe 5 Z's, is the queen, and she isn't really that much of a friend. She kind of turns against her when they're young and goes on, becomes queen. And I gave an example of what Frosty Fields would look like in winter, and it's snowy, it's like white frosting, and I took the picture on a playground, of the playground when it snowed, and I thought that could signify that there are fun things to do in Frosting Fields, and it would also show you that the color of the frosting changed with the seasons. If you haven't guessed already, there's an insect group called the Busbies, and that's the family that Fluff belongs to. The rainbow buzz can eat anything that will fit into its mouth if it wants to. But if it likes you, it won't eat you just because, well, it likes you. And if it doesn't like you, you're pretty much dead, unless you're bigger than their adjustable size mouth. But the rainbow buzz is always good to all nice insects and children. This is the enchanted forest, and in this enchanted forest, my bee is supposed to capture a leprechaun, and this is super hard because a leprechaun is, although it's very small, almost as big as Fluff. And the only way that Fluff could even try and capture the leprechaun is if it catches it in its mouth, because she's not allowed to have a net or anything. She has to come up with all of it herself. This is the place where the first task is. Fluff does successfully complete the task. This is Frosting Fields, where my Busby, Fluff, grew up. And the second task is to go to, you are supposed to try and find 10 different, the queen has hidden 10 different, this is basically the horse for a bee. She has hidden 10 motor wings in the entire city. Since motor wings are very rare in Frosting Fields and Fluff knows her way around, she does, in the end, succeed in finding motor wings. This is the Forbidden Swamp. Now, in the Forbidden Swamp, Fluff is supposed to survive for one day.
And this is the hardest thing ever because there are many magical creatures like hippogriffs, dragons, griffins, and a few actual creatures like alligators. And they're all wanting to eat her. And the weird thing about the Forbidden Swamp is that it's colder in the day and warmer at night. But either time of day, it's very, very humid. So and there's so much stuff wrong with it. Sometimes you can lose your mind if you are in there. This is the enchanted castle where Lady Lauren lives, and when Fluff does finally prove herself, she lives along with her two best friends, Stubbs and Cupcake Swirl.